scrapping the armor, and then we gained a 300 this round from trade deals. It would be a gambit to increase trade deals, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be doing a gambit.
Now, here's
we still have our 10 war dice though, right?
We have 10 war, so we have 1 unnamed, 10 war dice, 2 legendary, 6 supply, 2 gambit, and 2,500 platinum. And currently, we're planning to use a gambit dice and a supply dice so that Boom can attempt to essentially gain himself a sea monster, and then a gambit dice to attempt to poison the food of Malin. Gambit dice. If gambit succeed, you get the dice back. If they get a 6, you get 2 gambit dice.
Oh yeah.
Y'all are playing chess, but I'm stuck playing checkers.
I'm over here doing 4D chess going, how can I use this system?
Yeah, this fucking system's actually not half bad, but the only downside is do not fucking do the Kuma War Doctrine.
It works.
You're playing.
She's over there playing a whole different game after messing up.
I think I'm playing tic-tac-toe right now. I'm trying to play Salvage My War.
Sliders.
Imagine you spend imagine 3 years of these two kingdoms are like butting heads, and then finally my kingdom makes the first move and immediately fucks up by week 4.
He's like, I'm gonna go to war with them, and all of a sudden, the first battle, he runs into the brick wall, notice a bunch of dwarves showed up, and they're pissed off.
Motherfuckers! What do you mean you need to eat? Oh shit! Send in the bugbears!
So, okay.
One line to us.
The long arm one line.
So I have 2 different ideas. I do a gambit to either attempt to gain some trolls, or I poison the food. That way we can have land monsters and your sea monster.
Don't ruin my supplies, I don't have any.
I think that poisoning the little they have would really help kill them.
Very well, we'll go with the poison plan. You do your sea monster, I'll send in poison. We should also do some more farming. I would say another 100 on farming. We're currently decent on supplies, but you can never have enough supplies. Alright, so we'll spend 100 on farms. Look, he looks over at Jor. What would you like to do some spending as well?
Yes, so I'd like to spend money on training to train the troops better that are about to go to war at that bridge, and then onward to Mirror.
So each group would be 100.
Here, go ahead and type the things that you guys are spending money on, so that way I can remember on the next week.
Yeah, I'm typing it on a doc right now, but I'll post it for you.
Alright.
Yeah, we're just discussing what we're actually going to spend it on. So I'd say.
So the way she's laying out how training works is, each unit you spend 100 to train, and they basically become elites. So if they lose a battle, they don't die. They basically have 2 lives instead of 1.
Gotcha. So, I mean, if not all, at least like 2 or 3 of them, the ones that are at least going to be on the front lines.
So we could probably do 2 as a vanguard, spending 200 PP to make 2 of them a vanguard. That will put us at 2100 PP. This is over here like they have money. This is
Okay, so from my perspective of war, and again, this is why you don't just fucking send wave after wave of raid. This is not how war works. I have 300 platinum.
Oh,
that's the amount I earned this week.
Also, sorry, Baz. I am just strangely good at this type of thing.
Look, I'm just like bad at keeping track, and it doesn't help that I'm very tired.
It is a learning experience. I just used a Google Doc, and everything we did, I wrote down and then adjusted those things as we went.
I can send you my notes, and they're just bad.
I just like there's this bird. It's just like, I hate all of this.
The bird's there like, I'm the treasurer, as he stares at like the generals going like, crazy, like, we'll do this, and they're just winning.
And then you have the queen like shrug to the bird, like, I don't know what they're doing either. I imagine the orcs know what they're doing though.
Yeah, they totally do.
And then it cuts over to the bear king, just like, ah!
Long arms, long legs.
We're
What?
broke.
We are
No.
literally running on empty.
Now, because I'm thinking, we do need to increase our trade deals as well. I would say, so 200 on trading, 100 on trading, that'll be 22 PP. We can spend the next 200 platinum to increase our trade deals as, would that work, Sweat?
Yeah. That could potentially, that would give you a, advantage on the, roll.
Alright, so 200 PP on trade deals. Is there anything else we want to do this turn? Any more hiring of troops? Any more? Because at this point, we will be left at 2,000 platinum. And we will potentially gain more next turn, depending on how our trade deals go. But at the moment, we have a constant flow of 300 platinum every week.
Should we spend more money on farms to gain more supplies?
Currently, we already are spending 100 on farming. That should, if trends continue, we will be at 8 supplies. If as long as we do not face any harsh combats coming up that we will need to use any on.
So then, yeah, I think that's good for spending this turn.
No. So how is the research going, Swift?
How is the research going? So that would just be,
Yep.
you'd just be doing another gambit this round to increase it more. Essentially, with what you've already learned, there's like the mushrooms, there's the venoms. You've learned about that. The next step would be actually concocting something.
Alright, so
I'm gonna
that
be
would
assassinated by 4:30, aren't I?
it's like, technically speaking, we are at 1 unnamed, 10 water, 2 legit, 6 supply, 3 gambit because of the research thing. So we can spend a gambit to attempt to ruin their food supply. You're using a gambit and a supply to guarantee your thing. I'm actually gonna write the dice uses real quick so that I keep track of this. So one gambit, 1 supply, sea monster. 1 gambit, attempt to ruin supplies that she really needs. And then that would be a gambit on a I believe lower DC because they've been researching it to make poison weapons or a poison attack device. So I will post this for Slip to look at.
I'm just like looking at my own rolls, trying to find a way to like salvage this like absolutely mess of a fucking army I decided to lead. But I don't. But if I'm gonna continue staying true to this army, then yeah, no, they're fucking dick. They're dumb as fuck.
Okay.
Alright, so I will post this, and this will be what we are planning to utilize.
All right. So, the event for round 3 or phase 3 is summer rains. This
Well,
means that you can
good.
suspect to get more supplies.
Oh yeah, even more supplies.
On the next round, or well, on the next phase. So let's roll a contested D6 and see who will be starting off, me or your team. Oh, come on, please, please, give me this one.
Dice Maiden, I beseech thee. I will enjoy thy cake.
Motherfucker! No! My advantage! How dare you roll one higher than me on a 6-sided decahedron?
No Bear King.
Yippee!
The dwarves have been through many a war. We know what we're doing. Show
Oh.
thy action, so that I may beat you to death with them.
Oh my fucking god! What the hell is happening? Okay, so which one of you guys would like to be going first?
So, Boom. If you would, you can have the otters with your sea vessel and
So,
removing of that threat.
Should I try getting the monster first and then fighting the ship?
I believe this is phase 2, so we do battle with that. Well, maybe
Well,
you could
because,
get them.
this is now phase 3. So what this means is basically this is where dice are being rolled. You're actually doing the things that you planned, or doing new things that you come up with impromptu. So the Sea Monster Gambit, regardless of whether you're doing it before or after, would be something that you would get on the next week.
Get rid of the boat first.
Alright. So would you like to send your fucking Chad vessel at me?
Yes, we spot the dinghy and it's like you.
Alright, so because you guys have a larger boat and a larger fleet, you guys have an advantage. You have one advantage. Actually, no, you guys have 2 advantages, so you can spend a war dice and then you get 2 advantage dice. Versus my attempt at just like trying to attack your capital directly with a dinghy and 1 soldier and see how bad that ends up.
You win. The Bear King with this is a great idea.
We got this! The long haul!
By default, we have 3 dice.
Yep.
Yep, you're spending a war dice and then you get 2 bonus dice. I have,
I think you had to
And Slit rolls first. She does.
I roll first. How much do I want my ship to sink? I don't want my ship to sink. I literally just spent 200 gold to make my schooner. Fuck.
Well, you could spend more, I guess.
Are you gonna use your precious supplies on this? You want to use your 2 supplies?
If I use supplies, I can make it so this battle could last longer, or you guys could lose a battalion on a ship, and maybe my dinghy can be the hero of the story and take out your big boat. Fuck
You not
it.
see the other 3 dinghies?
You have so much boats. This is my nation's first boat.
You're staring at the Chad ship and 3 other boats behind it.
Alright, I'm going to spend... Well, I'm forced to spend a war dice, and honestly, this is not worth a supply dice. I'm sorry, boat, I just made you, but at least you can last choice.
Wasn't
Fuck
ready.
my life!
What the
You guys are making...
Just an automatic victory.
So, you guys immediately killed my battalion.
We're about to see by how badly.
Yeah, I guess you can roll anyway. Fuck.
Oh, that was a...
Would you like to challenge it a second time? Because you have battalions, so like the first challenge could be the boat or one of the battalions. Would you like to challenge the boat again? I guess
should I?
you'd be spending a war dice, and you would have you would still have 1 advantage. You would not have 2 because, well, actually no, you would have 2 because it's fucking larger, and my forces are dropping like flies.
Should I just go ahead and attack it again?
You could also
yeah,
try
go.
to claim.
Actually, yeah, claim it.
You can attempt to claim to steal my boat. I should not have suggested that, but it is in the rules, so I guess you could claim.
You just see some random guy like, we're gonna take your boat, Green Man.
No. So this is still a contested war check, but you're choosing to claim. Basically, if you were to sink it, that would be wasting it. But if you're going to claim it, that would be taking my boat and making it one of your slimes.
Yes.
Alright, shit, there goes another one of my war dice for this. I'm losing my war dice in the ocean and not where I want to lose them.
Why'd you make boats?
I thought I could do something! Yes, let's go! Alright, all I have to do is beat 3d6. That's supposed to, you guys don't use to fuck my life. So, You took my battleship! So, you
Yeah,
guys
get
now
out.
have a crappy orc ship.
We've turned it into one of our ships, though.
Stop
You can
making-
bring that ship with you down the river.
No, no.
Taunt them with it.
Yeah, we could sneak on them with their own boat.
Yeah, you can start sailing it and make it to here. You can spend a supply dice if you want to move further than that, though.
We'll save the supply dice. But
Because
here's the thing. Oh. I'd say save the supply dice. However, you're not likely to be attacked because that boat does look like an orc ship.
And
Actually, it is an orc ship.
It looks like an orc ship. It is an orc ship.
now I have to make the monster check.
Alright, go ahead and roll your
Correct.
gambit.
You are going to be able to use a gambit and supply.
Alright, so 2d6. You basically have 2 shots to meet the DC. So you meet the DC. Easily, you are able to, thanks to that supply, you are able to regain your sea monster friend, which I will count as basically another long one. So you now have a long one that is at the port of Hey Hey. You now have a sea monster sort of monstrosity thing to assist.
And the long one is able to go to the river, right?
You can have it start sailing there.
Yeah, I'm gonna sail my sea monster real quick.
Oh my god,
You said I
I have a problem! And I'm so glad you guys are going down the river and not attacking my town there. Fuck my life.
I mean, boom. Thinking about it, you. She has nothing there. You could automatically take it.
Don't take Tom Tom. Why did I only put a force in Port of Bubble?
I mean, like, with what? My boats or?
Correct. You could actually take it. Because it has no troops there, you would automatically succeed and take it.
Yeah, if you just spent 2 supply dice, you'd be able to get your forces. Well, 1 supply dice just to get a force over there. Then just fucking. Because one of those battalions hasn't done anything yet, you could spend a war dice to just basically claim that town.
I mean, we have 9 more war dice.
Correct. I would say it is a worthy investment, and I would ask Slith if that would increase the supplies we gain because it is another town.
Yes. That would be, because you'd be claiming something of mine, you'd basically be stealing one of my supply dice.
Alright, do so, boom.
You know what that's called?
Alright,
Realist.
so, you spend a war dice and a supply dice to claim the port of Tom Tom, and you gain a supply dice from me. There is no contested check, as I had no defenses prepared. The only thing I could do is, like, if I was desperate, I could spend a war dice to force one of my battalions over there, but that would also cost me a supply, and overall, no. So you guys have the port of Tom Tom now.
Perfect.
You guys control the river entrance.
The river was ours to start with.
It was.
Boom controlled that river from the beginning.
Look what's going up that river. What will you do?
Oh, fuck. Alright. So,
Now, as we're continuing our turn, so over by Malin, what are those forces see? Are they are the Morgs just fortifying in their town, or?
yeah, you, because you're going first, you can tell that basically everything of mine is in defense mode and the town's preparing for a larger attack.
Now, before I send them in, should I roll the gambit of attempting to ruin their supplies to decrease morale, or possibly just remove another supply dice from you?
Yeah. And I was going to do a gambit to ruin your supplies, so let's do a contested gambit check. You can add supplies to the roll if you wish. I don't have the investment to do that.
What do you guys think? We have currently 5 supply dice, and actually the the Gambit got a 6, so that means our Gambit actually got up to 4 instead of 3.
Ooh, I rolled a 5. I might be able to ruin your supplies. It's who steals whose supply right here.
Well, if we succeed, we just take theirs.
If we succeed, I don't think they can do much.
Basically,
Yeah,
the winner
so-
gets a Gambit and a supply. The loser loses a Gambit and a supply.
So
So,
we ensure our victory.
Got it, we'll use a supply dice. Dice Maiden, once more I pray to you. I know you've been giving us your blessing. We want more of your blessing. We love you. Slith has been forsaking you for this other bot. Well, it was a tie.
How do I resolve a tie?
I think that just means that they both succeed, so nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens. We both keep. Well, I guess you guys lose the supply because you spent the supply on it. But other than that, nope, neither of us lose a Gambit or a supply.
Alright, interesting. Alright, so then we would move into the phase of we're going to push 3 forward to take that bridge.
All right, so that is. So, you're first declare with a battalion. How many war dice would you like to spend against me?
Now, so we push them up as a group.
Well, actually, you're forcing me to battle, so I guess I have to now defend my bridge.
Yes, you do.
So my defense on this bridge, I'm going to spend 1 supply, and obviously I'm forced to spend 1 war dice. Oh, let's go! Alright, my defense of this bridge for your first attempt is hefty.
You really supplied them well. Now, I did have a question. So, this is a larger group of people, correct? Would that give an advantage?
Yes, because you have a larger force coming here, you do have 1 advantage.
Alright, so does I'm trying to think of, so that would be at least a 2d6, correct? So even though there's, yep, so that'd be 2d6 automatically. And then if we use,
Yeah, because
Or
you're
would
1
that be-
war dice plus 1 advantage dice. So after that, it's up to you. Because you can spend up to 2 war dice if you want. But by default,
That is
it's
correct.
1 war, 1 advantage.
we still have that unnamed dice as well.
Yeah.
So we could utilize 2 war dice and still be just fine as if we used 1 with the unnamed dice. That putting us at 3. And then if we use one of our many supplies. How does that sound?
Sounds like a plan to me. Ensuring our victory.
Hopefully. Dice Maiden, she really doesn't like you. She's been using this Arve guy. I don't know how I feel about that bot, but I like you a lot more.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
Legendary dice.
Legendary dice just destroyed.
Do you want? It's just random legendary dice. Kaboom! I mean, technically speaking, we could use a legendary dice.
Because we still have 2, right? If we
Correct.
use 1.
What do you think, Boom, as legendary dice ensure victory?
I mean, yeah, if we get rid of this, it's pretty much just a downward spiral from here for them.
Got it. I guess we will utilize that legendary.
Yay. Legendary dice.
Alright, so the battle was almost a draw, but you have taken the bridge. And, what would you like to, what would you like to go for next?
So now, we're just going to completely fortify that bridge with those troops.
Alright. This
And
bridge,
would that bridge is thick. Would you like to would you guys, Zocore or Boo, would you like to move any troops from Moltres and that bridge towards Malon?
two troops that are already at the bridge can start moving towards Malin, and I would at least move one or two from Moltres to the bridge.
The bridge. Cool. We'll move 2 to the bridge then.
And then if that's a ship of Booms, Booms can move a ship. Events.
Keeping things by the bridges in case they try crossing over and stuff.
Alright.
Right.
It's the Sly Slappy.
She's sly.
So,
So,
now that I've already lost way more war dice than I was planning to this round, well, first things first, I am going to do a gambit to attempt to make more money. I'm going to basically be trying to open up trade deals with the barbarian tribes to the south, and hope that goes well.
We're supposed to roll that too. I forgot.
Yo, let's go! I made some money. So, that was a grand success. I'll be earning double the amount of platinum next round.
they're king good.
Bear King, good! And then a bunch of bugbears just all start waving their arms at the Bear King. Alright.
That,
We did forget to roll our gambit for extra trade deals
Yeah.
because we weren't doing for Buddy, but for improving our deals.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your gambit. That means I get my gambit dice back. You guys succeed, and you guys will be getting an additional 200 platinum on top of the usual amount.
Perfect. That just puts us only slightly below your earnings for that turn.
And then, for me, my next move, seeing that you guys now control both bridges, and are coming towards Malin, I am going to start moving this down and these two this way, which can force honestly, I don't need you guys. I'm gonna start battling you guys, actually. I'm first going to battle you guys at the Bridge of Moltres. So I'm forcing you guys to spend a war dice. You guys have to roll first.
Got it. And there is 3 of us there.
There
Including
is 3 of you
Moonship.
there, so you do have advantage in this battle.
Right, so that will put us at a base of 2d6.
Here's where
Oh,
I made a mistake.
What do you guys think? Roll the 2d6 by themselves, or use one of our?
what? Which one's getting attacked again?
The bridge by Moltres. There's currently 3 of us there, so if we don't use a supply, we'd potentially lose a force, but we'd still hold the bridge.
Maybe we can keep the supply.
So he's the force.
Now, the other thing is, we also farmed, and we had the summer rain, so that means we'll be getting much more supplies this following week.
Yeah. So we'll still be getting more supplies.
We're gonna be getting more still. I don't see why we can't just.
Very well. I agree with this. So we'll use our thing. We'll add some supplies there to try and fortify and pray to the gods of Dice Maiden. She was slightly merciful.
I have to be 10. That was not part of the deal. Alright. You guys win. I'm not spending a supply to try that. You guys defeat my force there. So, up next, I am going to challenge you guys at the bridge. Because I am connected to Malin and you guys have a large force, we would actually both be in the same neck. So neither of us gain advantage. So,
Very well.
you guys are being challenged, so you guys will be rolling first. It is time for
What do
the
you
first
think?
large battle.
How big is this one?
It is, well, I'm surrounded, so honestly I'm fucked. But that's not the point.
Technically speaking, it's a 7v6, and we have more forces to call on. And we have a sea monster making its way over.
Making my way downtown, I should just Viking stuff.
The Bear King number
So you're...
6.
So technically speaking, you're capable of rolling,
You can roll a minimum of a 1 war dice, but well, you can roll up to 2 war dices, and up to 2 supplies.
No, they did do, start their trading. Would that happen this time or next week?
That would be next week.
Got it. What do you guys
I gotta
think? We
get to
can...
you guys before you have the Vanguard, because I can't kill you guys more than once. I can't even kill you guys.
So we can roll up to 2 war and 2 supply. We're currently at 5 war, 1 legendary, 3 supply, 4 gambits.
So I say we roll at least 3 dice.
Zocore,
would you
because this is one of your towns, I'll let you be in charge of the dice rolling. Well, I'll let Baez, I suggest, but because it's a fucking team of 4 versus my fucking 2 brain cells at 4 a.m.
Are you thinking 2 war, 1 supply?
Yes. That would make it 3d6, right?
Yes.
Do we get an advantage because we're a larger group?
No, it
because
is...
they're connected to the city, so we
Gotcha.
cancel each other out.
Gotcha.
Ooh. Alright, so I'm going to spend
Oh, that was such a bad roll.
It was.
1
You didn't
more.
play the dice maiden.
I'm spending 1 more, 1 supply. It's a risk, but I can challenge you guys again after this. Alright, so I have defeated your force at the bridge, which means I can move a new battalion in. And I'm going to challenge you guys again. Challenge your next force. And because now that I have a larger group connected to Malin, I have the advantage.
Alright, guys. How many dice are we trying to go with this time?
Maybe 3 again?
Everybody else besides Naz just went dead.
Everyone fucking
I'm like
faded.
about to pass out. I don't...
If you need to go to bed, you can. I think after this week, I'll call it.
I'll
Can
go
I
with
roll?
3d6. Yeah, go ahead, Naz.
I'm gonna roll.
What's happening? I just went to the bathroom.
Oh.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
everybody-
So yeah, no, I
everybody
challenged
died.
again, and I have advantage in this next battle.
Do I roll?
So,
Yes.
how many dice would you like to roll? You could roll. It has to be at least 1 war dice.
Okay.
Lost the last battle.
I figured when I came back and saw she rolled a 10 against your 6.
Yeah. So we're thinking of going with at least 2 war.
We currently have 3 war dice, so if she just decides screw it, doesn't roll multiple, she can start automatically winning. Do keep that in mind before you spend all the war dice.
Still have that legendary dice too.
Because at the moment, what
So
I'm basically doing, tactics-wise, is I'm forcing you guys to spend your war dice. Which I'm also spending my war dice, which isn't good for me, but it's the most dice I have.
What I would recommend from our standpoint. Spend a war dice, spend a supply dice. If we must, we use the legendary.
2d6, Mez.
2d6.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then maybe a possible extra if we need it after.
Yeah.
If Dice Maiden proceeds to hate you guys, I will take back over rolling because she likes me.
She likes you.
I have my
This
one
whole t-
legendary dice, and I'm not afraid to use it.
We have our legendary dice too. We're not afraid to use it either.
I love you, Dice Maiden.
Okay.
So I think it's come out that Dice Maiden does not love you back.
She gave
I'm
you
going
5,
to
I
do
guess.
a...
Probably safe to roll that legendary dice.
Depending on what she gets, it may not even be worth it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a war and a supply.
Because she has a pretty high chance of just winning.
Oh wait, I have advantage, so
Oh.
there's one more dice. I forgot.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's 10 versus your 6.
How dare you?
there's no point.
At that point, I'd be stretching out people from my town to fight. So instead, I'm just going to leave them where they are. Because I have a pretty good standing, as is. I could be doing worse. In fact, I'm actually guaranteed to probably lose on week 6. But, so, that concludes week 4. So, as you can see, Zocore, when it comes to battle, step 1, overwhelming forceful does work sometimes, like in the instance of this little part of the Battle of Malin. What didn't happen is, I currently have 2 war dice, and next round I'm only going to get 1 war dice, because I didn't spend any money on campaigning, because I was broke. So, what basically would happen is, you guys who did spend money, is you guys would be able to take out Malin fairly easily the next week, is what I can assume would, based on trends, especially with the sea monster coming. So we'll call it there for tonight. So for our first little bout,